There we go.
Alright. Hey everybody. Heather.
And Chad for CHP Paranormal Investigation, along with Bella, the ghost hunting dog. We just wrapped up the Myrtle Hill investigation tonight, and unfortunately, we lost about 40 minutes worth of footage.
Yeah, that was a bit of a disappointment.
We went into the garden mausoleum, and in this mausoleum you just got this sense that you were not wanted there. There's a lot of sense of dread. We had a couple noises happen in it. We did a spirit section, but real quick before we get into it,
this is what happened when we tried to upload our video. Thank you, technical difficulties. Video content not accepted.
Yeah, so I mean, but we are going to show you what we got on the app as far as while we were inside that mausoleum. Because the craziest part about when we were inside that mausoleum, when we left to walk around the mausoleum, as soon as I opened the door and I had the spirit app open, it said goodbye, like right away, like very quick, like goodbye, get out of here type, it seemed like. But we're going to show you the word list.
Yeah, we had gotten quite a bit of content before even getting that. I think it started, around 3 a.m. is when we went in there. So it would be about here.
Oh, no. Because we got throat string, beside.
So Alone, and Far was in the other mausoleum. And that was at 2:30. So I think it was about 3:10 with being the first word that we got.
Insect biting was the first one that we got.
Insect itching?
Itching, yeah.
Okay, and that was at 3:06 a.m. And you can see our word list here. The first set of words that we got there. Insects itching.
Being. Woven. Face. And then I was asking for a name. And we finally got the name Jessica. And then after the name Jessica, we got Braden.
And then, we kept, like I said, having this feeling of just overall unwanted, which is not abnormal doing these types of investigations.
We got told do run, and then tag like that. Like for some reason it seemed like it wanted to play tag while we were in there. So it started. It said rub, then it gave us the name Michael.
And as we were searching through the mausoleum, checking the placards, looking for some of the names we had been given, mind you, the height of this mausoleum alone, there's no way to see the placards up towards the top, and there's a lot of outdoor space as well. And as we're searching using flashlights, we get the word blinding.
Yeah, blinding. And then after the word blinding, we got the name Leah. And then we got two words after Leah that's kind of, I don't know how to.
Unsettling.
Yeah, because the first word is binding,
which was at 3:21 a.m.
And then right after that word, we got brutalize.
And you can see, again, these are the list of words we received from our spirit communication app.
And the very last word that you saw on there was the goodbye.
After brutalizing, we made the decision that the feeling in there was just too uneasy and it was time to choose an exit. Because every time we got near an exit, the app itself would just, the activity would go insane.
Yeah, like whatever it was inside there when you got close to an exit, it was like, you know, when you got somebody at your house and you're trying to be polite and get them to go out the door at the same time, like you're hurting them out the door. That's what it seemed like inside this mausoleum. Like we were being, every time we got to the exit, it was like it was trying to hurt us out the exit to get us out of the mausoleum.
So as we approached the nearest exit and the activity spiked again, I was like, I think it's time to, let's go ahead and make our leave. And my husband opens the door, and no sooner does he open the door to this mausoleum to exit, we get goodbye.
Yeah, I mean, it was just, it was like, to me, like when the word goodbye came onto the app, it was like one of those, when you tell somebody goodbye and you don't want them to come back type deal. That's the feeling that you got that we got when the word goodbye came on to that. So when we exited out of the mausoleum, I'm just going to go ahead and give you a brief run through of what happened that on the footage that we're missing. You know, but when we left out of the mausoleum, we decided to walk along the outer part of the mausoleum to just kind of still see if we could find the name Jessica by chance, or even Braden or Michael or Leah. And as we walked away from the chapel part, Bella just hit the thing that we were using for to hold the camera. But as we left the mausoleum and away from the chapel, it's like it got easier to breathe. The feeling changed, because we originally were just going to go ahead and walk the whole outside and circle around the back of the mausoleum, because we really wanted to go over to the veterans memorial part of the cemetery to pay our respect to the fallen veterans that are there buried at the cemetery next to the mausoleum. And
as we went up the back side of the mausoleum, the closer we got to the chapel area, to the center, the worse the feeling got. The heavier it got, the harder it became to breathe. And I just, at that point, I was not prepared to finish that walk.
No.
So at that point, it was time we walked through one of the archways in the garden mausoleum on the exterior, and we caught some pretty interesting things there too.
Yeah, when we were walking through there, mind you, there's no wind at all going on, and you would have seen it in the video if we hadn't lost the content. But there was a couple of the placards that had wind chimes on them. And I asked, and I saw them, and I had asked, I said, if there's any spirits out here that want to reveal themselves, can you move some of these things around here? And no sooner did I say that some of the wind chimes just started moving. And it wasn't like, if the wind was blowing, wind chimes tend to kind of move in one subtle direction and then kind of fall back. But these were like, they were moving kind of like you were taking two magnets, trying to push them together, and they were trying to oppose each other.
And the pendulum itself was almost rotating in between without actually touching any of the chimes.
Yeah, and what's crazy is these pendulums, they're flat, and the way they were facing, if there was any wind, it would have twisted. And there was no twist. And there was about, what, three of them, if I remember correctly.
There were 3 sets of wind chimes, all of them
had,
pretty much doing the same thing.
Yeah, it had the slight movement, like something was letting us know. And what's crazy is I kind of got that sense that we had back at Spring Hill. Like something wanted us to know that it was there and it was watching us. Because like we said, it was kind of closer back towards the chapel, part of the mausoleum, that whatever's there does not want you inside that chapel.
Feel free to go check it out for yourselves. Absolutely. This is our second time going inside that chapel. And
the first time we just did a walkthrough. We didn't stop. We didn't try to talk to anything in there. This time we actually tried to make communication with stuff. Will we return there? Sometime in the future, we will probably return there.
Hopefully to get video content this time.
Yeah, hopefully with better equipment to where, or, maybe it's just whatever's there. Like my wife was telling me on the ride home that maybe whatever's there just doesn't want to be seen or on video or whatever. That it just, we don't know. I mean, to us, it's we don't know. You could make your own conclusion. It's, that we're recording off of our cell phones to make these videos right now, and we don't have the best of equipment, or the fact that whatever it is just doesn't want to be seen, and we caught it and captured it, or it whatever, maybe thought it got captured and didn't want that content to get out.
I'm definitely not eager about the idea of going back there, so it's probably going to be a little while, honestly, but we will most likely make our way back, because good, bad, or indifferent, our whole purpose, our whole mission, and what we do is to find this evidence and bring it to you, to our viewers. And so sometimes that means dealing with the unsettling, the uneasy, and the uncomfortable.
Yeah, I mean, if you're watching these videos and you're thinking about getting into paranormal investigating, or even if you are already in the paranormal investigating, part of what we do is step into places where things don't want us. And that's part of the job. I mean, that's a part of the job of any kind of investigator. When you're doing any kind of investigating, whether it's paranormal or whatever, sometimes you're in places where things just don't want you there. People don't want you there. People don't want you prying or what have you. They want their privacy, or they don't like what you're coming in here to investigate for, whatever. It's just,
Bella.
It's what you have to deal with as an investigator. So like I said, not anytime soon, but sometime in the future, we will return to try to get footage of that inside that mausoleum. And hopefully the next time we go, because we were there earlier today during the daytime, and whoever was working at the little funeral home that runs the place, there's a spot there that they've got 100 nuns that were buried sometime before or during the year 1927, when the Catholic Church closed their cemetery. They said it's on the south side of it. They try to mark it on the map for us. We went to where they marked it on the map, so we could kind of know where we were going to go at night. And unfortunately, where they have it marked was mostly newer to 2000 and to our time gravestones, and know before, like, I think the oldest gravestone I saw there was 1952.
And there were several dedicated Catholic gardens within Myrtle Hill Memorial Park.
So hopefully during the week, when when the regular people that work there, we could probably try to get some information out of them to where they could tell us exactly,
at least a section number to follow on the map that we have, or
and tell us exactly where these 100 nuns are buried, and we'll try to investigate over there, because it has to be unsettling that when you're put in your final resting spot and people just come up and uproot you and put you somewhere else, there's going to be some unsettledness there, and hopefully we could capture it and get some evidence on that. But like I said, that's things that are going to be in the future. We want to, it's our second time going there. Due to the epidemic, we're kind of limited on where we can go. So we're trying our best to not to repeat so soon places that we've already put out there.
But there's so much there to see. I mean, there's at least, I think I counted 4 or more dedicated baby gardens within this memorial center, which is sad in itself to think of that many children, young children, infants, buried in these places. But they're there. And then the veterans areas, of course, it's always nice wherever we go, especially if there's a dedicated area, to stop and pay our respects to the veterans. I mean, even though there's veterans' graves scattered throughout that entire cemetery, we noticed today, my grandfather's included. But we always believe that they deserve our respect. These are people, whether you knew them in life or not, that wrote a check, a blank check, payable up to their life to defend us, our freedoms, and our ability to do the things we do today. So
as far as of right now, while this whole virus epidemic is going on, until they tell us that we can't, we're going to try to keep bringing you a new video every week. And yes, we are going to be putting out another video next week, as long as we're able to, and we're planning on going back to Spring Hill. And I know we just recently did Spring Hill, but we like to go back to there. And hopefully I'll have a special guest with me when we go this time to Spring Hill. I'm hoping that I could convince him. Not 100% sure, that's why I'm not going to say who it is, just in case he doesn't show up. I don't want to disappoint people if I tell you if I say the name and you know who it is and you're expecting to see him on the video.
And I would say, for the time being, in the current climate, with us still making videos, you're probably going to see a lot of cemetery content. Because, well, when it comes to social distancing, not going to get much better than a cemetery.
No. And like I said, we appreciate those that are subscribing to us. If you just happen to be scrolling through and find our channel and you're seeing this content, we apologize for the quality, because we're just starting out, but we are looking to have better upgraded equipment soon in the near future. And I'm talking about soon, within hopefully the next couple months or in the next few weeks or whatever. So
hang in there. Remember, you can follow us on Facebook, CHP Paranormal Investigations.
You can follow this See if you get a picture of her.
She's sleeping.
This sleepy, tired puppy right here from investigating tonight, Bella, on her Instagram account, which is
Bella the ghost hunting dog.
So
she's available on Instagram, pictures and all, and she definitely doesn't mind the attention. And of course, as always, YouTube. Like, share, subscribe. Only takes a couple minutes of your time.
Yeah, tell your friends. We're going to keep the content up. If you're into the paranormal, we're going to keep the content up. The more supposedly haunted, the more likely you're going to see a video from us there. So, this is CHP Paranormal Investigations. Wishing everybody who's watching this video that your family stays safe throughout this time. That you stay safe. And see you in the next haunt.